Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, today we will understand what are the relational operators. As usual, we are dealing with number of expressions, and these expressions, the operands may be compared to each other. For example, in our daily lives, many things that we are comparing. For example, the height of this boy is greater than the height of this boy. The weight of this box is greater than the weight of this box. The age of both the students is same, and many other statements are there which are in fact compared to each other. This is one of the necessity to program the real-time examples and scenarios. So the relational operators are in fact very much important when we are dealing or we are writing a program that is scenario based. So in relational operators, we are having the relational operators and the string type. Before understanding relational operators, the second part is the string type. This string type is similar to the other data types like integers, float, double, long, character, etc. As the name suggests, the string is in fact the collection of letters or alphabets or numbers or blends of these types of the data. For example, I would like to store a value Pakistan into any variable. So Pakistan is neither a character only nor it is an integer type value. Yes, although it is the collection of the characters, alphabets, or might be the collection of the letters, alphabets, and the numbers. For example, I would like to say that round 3. So this type of the data may be stored into the string type. So relational operators can be applied to strings. It is not only the case that the relational operators all the times are always applied onto the strings, but they can also be applied onto the strings. Strings are compared character by character, starting with the first character and you will understand it by having number of examples in subsequent slides. Comparison continues until either a mismatch is found or all characters are found equal. For example, if I would like to compare two strings, one is Pakistan and second is Portugal. So the first character of the Portugal will be compared with the first character of Pakistan. In that particular case, the first character of both words is P, means cannot be taken any decision at this moment whether the first string, that is the Portugal, is greater than the string Pakistan, or both the strings are equal, or the first string is less than the second, or the second is less than the first string. Again, now moving towards second character of both the strings. So the second character of Portugal is O, and second character of the second string Pakistan is A. Now we are at the point where we can make any decision that whether the string 1 is greater than the string 2 or smaller or equal. Obviously, O is greater than the A. Therefore, we can say that string 1, that is the Portugal, is greater than the second string, that is the Pakistan. Or another example is there. In this sentence, comparison continues until either a mismatch is found, that happened in the case that we have discussed now, or all the characters are found equal, means, for example, string 1 is Pakistan and string 2 is also Pakistan. Then this comparison will go till the end of the strings are found. Again, if two strings of different lengths are compared and the comparison is equal to the last character of the shorter string, then the shorter string is less than the larger string. For example, we compare the string Pakistan with Pakistan 1, 2, 3. So they both strings seem to be very much identical, similar, but looking at, we know that the second string is greater than the first string, means Pakistan 123 is greater than the Pakistan. Relational operators and the string type continued. Suppose we have the following declarations, and at this point I hope so that you are having good skills to write these logics. I believe that there is no need at this stage to write complete program, and you will be working on the programs in your labs, and you will do the different exercises. So here we have the string, and this data type is declared in this way, and string name means variable name. For example, we have given str1. For example, if you would like to have a variable that should only store the country's name, so you can write string country is assigned the different country names. But in this case, string is the data type, str1 that is assumed, or it is an acronym for the string 1, is assigned the value hello. One more thing to observe is that this string must be quoted within the double quotes or double quotation marks and terminator. Again, string data type is there. String 2 is another variable that is assigned the value high. String type string 3 is assigned the value air. String data type string 4 is assigned the value bill, and last string and string 5 is assigned the value big. Generally, it is quite possible, for the sake of convenience, I can use as string 5 equal to big, but it never means in the programming language technically that it is equal. It is an assignment. As we have discussed earlier, there is a difference between the equal and the assignment. For example, if double equal sign is given over here, then this value becomes the constant value for this string 5, and wherever or whenever you will use string 5 equal to, for example, bill, then what will happen? It will generate error because you have made it constant or equal. But in this case, The single assignment operator, single equal operator is given here, and the value of string 5 may be changed easily. In very next line you can write string 5 equal to air, or string 3 or hello, and so on. So in general it is quite possible that you will find that string 5 is equal to big, but you have to look at the operator sign. If it is single, you should or you must interpret it intuitively that this is an assignment operator and not an equal operator. A table is given that shows or that explains with the example the usage of relational operators. For example, string 1 is less than string 2. Leave these two columns at this moment. What we know that string 1 has the value hello, string 2 has the value hi. I told you that we will check the validity of this expression. Means hello, the first letter of hello is H, and the first letter of string 2 is H also. So at this point we cannot say that H is less than H. Never ever. Again, this checking will be continued, and the second letter of string 1 is E, and second letter of string 2 is I. So we know that E is less than I. H is equal to the H of string 2, but in next loop, in next cycle, the E is less than I, means string 1 is less than string 2, and the same expression is written over here. Then the result will be the true, means this expression is true. मिसाल के तौर पे मैं कहता हूं कि यंगर ब्रदर is less than elder brother. Younger brother, छोटा भाई छोटा है बड़े भाई से. Younger brother is less than elder brother. Intuitively, applying the intelligence, आप फौरन कह सकते हैं कि जी छोटा भाई यकीनन छोटा है बड़े भाई से, और ये जो एक्सप्रेशन है दैट इज़ वेरी मच वैलिड. वैलिड मीन्स ट्रू. यस, दिस एक्सप्रेशन इज ट्रू. अगर इसी को मैं कहूँ कि यंगर ब्रदर is greater than the elder brother, so the result is false. But remember one thing, again it depends upon the what parameter is to be compared. अगरचे एज के पैरामीटर के तौर पे मैं समझता हूँ या लेता हूँ, तो एज के मुताबिक छोटा भाई छोटा ही है बड़े भाई से। लेकिन अगर उन वेरिएबल्स में हम हाइट को फोकस करें, कंसीडर करें, तो ये ज़रूरी नहीं कि छोटा भाई हमेशा छोटा ही हो बड़े भाई से। सो इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन the analyzer that what kind of parameters we are comparing. In these cases, in this case particularly, we are comparing two strings only. So yes, the result will be true because real string 1 is less than string 2, and it was found at the second letter comparison. The explanation is given over here. I hope so that you will be now more comfortable to understand this explanation, and it seems little bigger, but it is the same that we have discussed now, that the value of string 1 is hello and the value of string 2 is hi. The first character of string 1 and 2 are the same. H and H are both the same. But the second character E of string 1 is less than the second character I of string 2. Therefore, conclusion is that string 1 is less than string 2, and that is the true expression. And we'll see that what is usefulness of this Boolean type result, true or false, true or false, true or false. It applies on the binary numbers or the Boolean expressions can be concluded in terms of true and false. Taking another expression, the second expression, that is the string 1 is greater than hen. We know that the string 1 is the hello. H and H, remember we are not comparing string 1 with any string 2, 3 or 4, but we are comparing it another string that is which is not declared as the variable, but it is declared as the value. So string 1 is the hello. H and H both are equal. We cannot conclude at this point. We will go for the next cycle. E of the hello, again E of the hen, both are equal, cannot be concluded at this point. And now L and N, obviously the L is lesser than the N, so this expression results false. अगर यहाँ पे लेस देन लिखा होता तो हम कहते हैं कि वाकई हेलो स्मॉलर है देन द hen, but we are given the expression hello is greater than hen, that is in fact the result is false. The same thing is explained over here. The third line is the string 3 is less than string n. We know that string 3, the value of string 3 is air. A and A both are same, but I is smaller than n, so I is smaller than n. Yes, this expression is valid, or this expression is true, so the result is true. I hope so you will do exercises by taking the assumptions of different strings, and you will understand it in a broader way. We want to understand these logical operators, in fact these relational operators. We have seen in previous the less than and the greater than. One new example is over here, that string 1 is equal to hello. This is the case that we have discussed twice or three times earlier, that now we are dealing with the value with the operator equal, not assigned. So string 1 contains the value hello, and it will be compared with the hello. So what should be the result? Is hello equal to hello? Yes, obviously it should be equal, and the result should be true. But in this case the result is false. Just try to find out where we are making any mistake. In fact, there is a minute difference that can be ignored, that can be overlooked. So concentrate over that. This hello, the H letter is smaller, written in small letters, and the value that is written in string 1, the H is capital. This H is capital, this H is smaller letter. This is in fact the difference where we are having the unexpected result, in other words. Now, how will it be compared? I told you that all the values, all the numbers, all the symbols are being represented by their ASCII codes. Why not we have discussed the ASCII codes in previous examples? Why? Because we did not need at that point the letters were formally written. In this example we have the same. The only difference is the capital letter and the small letter. In computers, these both letters are treated differently. They are identified uniquely. They are not assumed as the identical, similar as it is. So, the value, the ASCII value of this H is 72, and the ASCII value of this smaller h is 104. So obviously this is compared that even 72 is equal to 104. At the start point we are on the decision point. No, Never. 72 is not equal to 104. Therefore, the result is false. String 3 is less than or equal to. In this case, both possibilities are acceptable. If string 3 is less than string 4, it's okay. If string 3 is equal to string 4, again it is acceptable. So one condition remains over here. String 3 is greater than string 4, that will be false. So moving ahead, string 3, the value of string 3 is air and the value of string 4 is bill. At its start point, we can compare that A is obviously less than B, so the result is true, and so on. The same explanation is given over here. And finally, string 2 that has the value high and string 4 that has the value bill. Again, H is greater than bill. Obviously, at first letter comparison, we are getting the result true. The string 4 is greater than or equal to Billy. Means string 4 is having the value bill. Now bill is greater than or equal to Billy. Obviously not. These 4 letters are very much identical, but it has one more letter. So Billy is in fact greater than Bill. So the expression is invalid or false. Finally, string 5, the value of string 5 is big and it is less than or equal to bigger. Obviously big is less than bigger, so the result is true. Thank you very much.